Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the new Capita Megadeth. That's right, they made a mega black snowboard of death and call it the Megadeth. Just don't tell Dave Mustaine about this. This board features Capita's Alpine V1 camber profile, so you get reverse camber, flat, then a micro reverse camber in the tail. Basically, this is going to give you ease of entry in and out of turns, as well as more optimal powder float, but right underfoot, you're going to get all that power, snap, and drive from the traditional camber. This board's available in 156, 159, 162, 157 wide, and 161 wide. I rode this board at Copper Mountain on a day that started off a little bit gray, it turned bluebird, you had slush, chop, chunder, moderate winds, leftover pow, perfect corduroy, kind of just a good mix of all conditions. And I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. So I want to start this off by saying people are going to see that Mega name and think that this thing is just a very stiff version of the Black Snowboard of Death. It's not. It's actually more approachable than the Black Snowboard of Death. In my opinion, this actually flexes more. It's more reactive, it's lighter weight, sure, but it is not a stiff plank. I want to make that perfectly clear. You do have a fully directional flex, meaning softer nose that progressively stiffens back up to the tail. And in the tail, right where that flat section hits the reverse, you get this optimal sweet spot that you can kind of just press into to get the tail to sink, or if you're on edge, you can drive off of it to get a little bit more power. Now, the torsional flex is very snappy. When you twist it, it reacts and goes right back to its original shape. Keep that in mind. The big story with this board is how reactive it is. It's not stiff per se, it's reactive. Now with that said, the overall flex sits in the free ride category and it is stiffer than middle of the road, but it is not a plank, as I've already said. When it comes to stability, this board is just smooth. I'm not saying damp, smooth. It's consistently smooth. If you think this thing's gonna kill off all that kinetic energy and you're not gonna get a little chatter underfoot, you're wrong. What you do get is tiny amount of flap at high speeds, and that'll slightly resonate underfoot. What you're more or less really feeling is frozen corduroy, death cookies, chunks of chop and everything underfoot. That's what you're really gonna feel. This board will either cut through it, and if it can't, it's gonna skip across the top, but it's always gonna go back to its original shape. That's that reactivity in there. So what you're really more or less feeling is a board that wants to stay on top of everything and not wash out. This is a board for hauling ass and not worrying about it. So like I've been saying, this board's really reactive, and that means it wants to get back to its original shape. It's always gonna do that. What this also means is with very minimal effort, so you load that camber up, you roll back on that flat section in the tail, it's gonna pop and it's gonna send you to the moon. This board just boosts. It's got insane snap. This thing will launch any side hit, cat track gap. You want to ollie over a family of 400 fat skiers that are having a family reunion in the middle of the run. You got this. You don't have to worry about it. This board will pop. That reactivity works in your favor. And when you aggressively load it up, you're going to absolutely boost. As this board is more approachable, you can actually butter on it. That rocker or reverse camber in the front is really easy to leverage your weight out on the nose. And yes, it will fight you. You're gonna get a little snap out of it. With the tail, you got that flat section into the reverse or rocker. That creates an optimal sweet spot on the tail. You can get it sideways and really flex it and not have to worry about it. If you're a competent rider and you know how to butter, you're gonna be fine with it. If you're an incompetent rider, I don't even know why you're looking at this review, but you should probably learn how to become a competent rider so you can actually butter it. There's a smooth and quick edge-to-edge power transmission with this board. It engages outside that front foot perfectly, but it locks in underfoot and inside of it and gives you all that power from the center camber back through the tail. And where that flat to rocker is, you can really push off of it and slingshot out of a turn. This board is designed to keep you on edge and keep you carving. You're never gonna feel that you can't lay a trench with this board. Short, tight, quick carves, yeah, they're great. Those medium to hard carves where you're locked in, they're good. They're so good, you're locked in and you start thinking to yourself, hey, there's that family of fat skiers over there. Let's go spray them. And then you spray them and you leave a trench in your path behind them. And when the powder dust clears and they're all looking around, all they see is this pencil thin line leaving. That's what this board does. When you want to lay it over, it'll let you lay it over, and it's got a lot of power. This is a board that will spring out of every turn and just give you more. So who's this board for? Someone that makes a good living and isn't dissuaded by the price tag. I know, that's a little steep. Also someone that wants a more reactive and responsive black snowboard of death that's actually more approachable. So the more I rode this board, the more I started thinking to myself, I could ride this every day. This could be my daily driver. I think I found my new daily driver. Yeah, this would be great for me to ride daily. Then I had to remind myself, I'm old, my knees are shot, and I'm kind of lazy. And by kind of lazy, I mean I'm really, really lazy. I am a lazy ass snowboarder. This isn't a board that you have to bring your A game to all the time. It's more approachable, sure. And it has all the tech in it. I mean, all the tech. They threw everything into this board, and it shows. Now, do I think this board's gonna sell out this year? Oh yeah, probably. Like, if you think this is what you want, you need to buy it. I'm gonna be pushing it. A lot of people are. This board is a tech story. This board is an ultimate ride. It's just a board with everything in it that works. It's a Ferrari. That's what it is. Is this going to be the board for everyone? No, not by any means. I mean, there's people that just shouldn't have this, that are probably going to buy it, and then you'll find it on Facebook Marketplace and be stoked about it. Overall, this thing blew me away. I had some experiences on this board that I've never had in 25 plus years of snowboarding, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. But this board is crazy how approachable it is. You'd think for everything they threw at it, it would be super stiff. It's not. I just liked it. I really, really liked it. I think this is the right direction for the progression of what Capita has going on with their boards, especially with like the black snowboard of death. Making a Megadeth really makes sense. Now, if you're one of those guys that's gonna get one of these, are you gonna ride it all the time? No, but when you break it out, you're gonna be very, very happy with it. Comparable boards, the Nitro Pantera, the Nidecker Ultralight, the Amplid Pentaquark. Binding recommendations, the Union Atlas Pro, the Rome Cleaver, the Ride A10. This has been my review of the Capita Megadeth. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you gonna buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.